Sup you fools, Mad ESC United, and today it's all about good old Deutschland. Yes, my home country is selecting their act tonight. I could not be more excited. Unser Star für Lissabon. 6 songs will participate and only one winner. Who is it going to be? Let's find out together. So, as said, I'm about to watch the 6 performances of the night. I know there's 6 acts, and it is to my understanding that there are 3 different set of votes. One coming from like a professional international jury. Then there is the Eurovision jury, consisting of German Eurovision fans, and as well as the German televoters. So, and then they will all be added up together, and at the end of the night, we'll have a winner. I'm a little worried about that as far as like the point distribution is concerned, because the 2 jury set of jury votes could easily outperform or overshadow the televotes, but maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself here. So let's watch the 6 songs together. Keep in mind, I gotta always add the disclaimer, I have not listened to the songs yet. This is my first raw, honest impression. So, I don't know what's gonna be thrown at me right now. So that's the fun part, right? So I'll get this thing started. Let's watch the first performance. So, apparently Germany is very strict when it comes to showing any kind of clip or snippet of the show, so I can only talk about it using a screenshot, but I just watched the performance, and here are the pluses. First of all, Natia has a really good voice. I do like her voice a lot, so for that I wish she would have picked a better song. This is a very generic middle-of-the-road pop song, radio-friendly, but it doesn't stand out. This is actually the kind of song that Germany tends to send every single year, that they find pleasant, like the female singer that with a nice, friendly song that just doesn't leave an impact on the scoreboard. And this is what this would do, I think. Even with a great song, great vocals, I mean, no. And the staging I have a problem with as well. As you can see, nothing is going on. And it's not that it has to be like filled with crazy stuff, but this is a small stage to begin with, and yet it still feels so empty. And it shouldn't be difficult to do something with it. The lighting isn't there, you don't have to put anything crazy on there, but it just seems her walking around, and it felt not right to me. So I am disappointed by the song. It started out okay, and then it just lost me. Wow, this was a really, really amazing performance. I love, first of all, oh gosh, let's start with the good stuff. I loved his voice. His voice is insanely good. It is such a quiet piece, almost has like this Evanescence rock ballad feel to it, yet it's almost like crossing into like classical music. Very, very risky choice, but it has a very strong chorus. It looked great. I thought it was amazing. Amazing. I love that kind of music. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I don't know what else to say. It's a risky choice. I don't know if the televoters will go for this one, but I could see that one scoring good with high with the juries. And I'm telling Germany, go with something that is not safe. And if that's what you, this one would be a good option for that. So yeah, I like it. Good for you, Rick. Good for you. So I just listened to the song Ich mag dich so. Did I say that right? I heard of Vox Club before. I remember watching their song Rock Me several years ago, so it was a pleasant surprise to see them take part in the German national selection. I was actually quite smitten with it, let's say it that way. Look, it's going to be a very polarizing entry. It's like this pop, folks music, traditional music kind of song that's not going to appeal to everyone, but you want to take a risk. You want to have something that's more polarizing, and that is what this song is. They harmonized, they had so much fun, there was a lot of going on that stage. Now this is the exact opposite. It's a small stage. It felt a little crowded for them because they couldn't really move around a whole lot. The Eurovision stage will be a little bigger, so they could actually do more, but I liked them. They had a lot of energy. It felt that the chorus, the vocals need to be kind of turned up a little. It seemed a little quiet there, but I think they sounded fine, they danced around, they had a lot of fun, and I thought it was catchy. It was catchy. I don't think it's going to be a jury favorite, but I am very fond of it. And yay, this would be so much fun. Another German slash Bavarian song in Eurovision. Could you imagine? I like this song. I didn't expect it, Jonah. It's my kind of music that I would listen to at home, so I'm trying to picture this one on the Eurovision stage, so I'm not quite sure how that would really work. He seemed a little nervous, but he also had a fun kind of energy level about him. It's a little like weird dance between and during the chorus and all that stuff really worked for me. So from an energy level, I do like him. I don't know if he has the stage presence per se, but I thought this is a really solid entry. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm actually not too sad about the selection so far as the song quality is concerned. So Xavier is on my radar as well. Okay, Ivy's House on Fire. She moved all the way from New York, I think, back to Germany to take part in the selection process. Sadly, I don't think it mattered because this one's not going to win. I think she's a great singer. Those high notes in particular, I really enjoyed. A very rich voice that I truly appreciate. That being said, I can't say the same thing for the actual song. It seems a little empty to me. And I don't like the literal translation staging stuff when it comes to a song. So having a House on Fire on stage seemed a little silly to me, but melodically it just wasn't really impressive and would get lost if you have 42 other songs competing, or 26 or 75 in the finals, I mean. So it's just not strong enough of an entry. She is strong enough as an artist, but the whole package matters, and therefore I'm like, no, don't send this one, Germany, don't. Okay, so I watched this song by Michael Schulte for the first time right now, and I have a lot of opinions about this one. First of all, and I try not to make it too emotional, but it kind of affects me personally. I lost my mom when I was 8 or 9 years old, very early, and so when he started singing about, you know, how he felt about certain things in the home they provided, because when my mom left me, she let me walk down the road alone, and I connected with it. And my dad passed away 6 or 7 years ago now, so I'm an orphan, right? So when you hear these things and it takes you back, wow, this sucks. Oh man, okay, so it takes you back, and you think about your own life, and so lyrically this completely resonates with me. So for that, I'm in love with it, right? I need a minute. Happy thoughts. Okay, so that I completely get this song, and maybe some people would look at this from thinking it's cheesy, but when you really, I can tell it comes from the heart. I completely get it, what he's trying to say here. It spoke to me. That being said, I don't know if this song is melodically and arrangement-wise really a standout song. It feels to me as I want this song to myself and not put it on the Eurovision stage. Okay, so let's talk about the 6 songs and share with you my favorites, and as well the songs that I think you should send to Eurovision. And here's the thing. I pointed out before, Germany, you need to go with something less safe. You need to go with something that will be polarizing and probably get a good amount of hate from certain groups, but also a lot of support from others. You don't want to have just this whatever song again. And that is why I believe the 2 songs I am going to choose right now would be probably the best choices. Number 1, Rick. Rick's song is very powerful and very different. A lot of people will be super bored and by it and will not get it and will be totally against it, but it will stand out, and I think a good amount of people will embrace it, especially the juries. That's one extreme, right? And then let's go to the other end of the spectrum, where I have Vox Club, another song. A lot of people will hate this one. I can see the juries going like, meh. But It's fun, it's memorable, it's German, it's authentic. It's something that we haven't had in Eurovision in so long. The reason I fell in love with Eurovision is because of Gildo Horn in 1998, so I get a little bit of that vibe. So I think this would all stand out. A lot of people would really, really resonate with that one, and each song would have the potential to completely flop at Eurovision. I'm completely aware of that, but at least if that's the case, Germany can say, you know what, we tried something different this year. At least we didn't go down the safe path. So those would be the two songs I personally would choose. Now, as you saw, I had a personal strong reaction to Michael Schulte's song, so I can see maybe if it resonated with others as well, that this could actually squeeze through to the finals, actually win the national final and go to Eurovision. I just don't know if that should be happening. As I said, this song will now be having a special place in my heart, and I will keep it. I don't know if I want to see this one to go to Eurovision, actually. It's very, very sad, and not that's a wrong thing about having sad songs at Eurovision, but I don't know if I could listen to the song over and over again and get so emotional during the rehearsals. So we shall see. So that could actually squeeze through as well. I'm not even calling out the song Jonah either. The only thing is, it has to be a guy, or at least some kind of combination of guys this year. I think the female songs this year, the two that are in the running, just don't cut it. Just don't cut it. So this is my opinion. I don't know the results. They're going to be on in a few minutes. I'm sure they're going to have an interval act and all of that stuff, so I'm going to jump right into the results. But here you have it. This is who I think should qualify. I keep saying qualify, should win, and we'll see if I was right or if you had something else in mind, Germany. Okay, the results are coming in. I am super nervous. Enttäusche mich nicht, Deutschland. My German sucks these days. Oh, so Natya only gets 5 points from the Eurovision jury. As expected. The juries will not like that song. I knew it. It's really sucky. It's a different approach. So the televoters did not like Rick. Michael Schulte is going to win. Oh, so Vox Club is out. I'm very saddened by the fact that Rick didn't do well with the televoters. Okay, so Natya is also out. So Vox Club and Natya. Ivy's doing well, better than I thought. Xavier as well. Alright. Why would they announce that Natya is out? That is so dumb. Like, end camera on them. I hate that. So Xavier and Michael Schulte are the two songs that will battle it out, I think. Okay, so it looks as Michael Schulte is going to win. Surprisingly, only 8 points to Rick. So Michael Schulte won all 3 panels. The fans, the professional jury, as well as the televote. So we do have a winner. Interesting. Okay, so here are my final thoughts about the show and the outcome. First of all, I wasn't a big fan of the moderators. I mean, I don't know them, but I didn't think that their jokes worked or that they were particularly funny. It felt fairly forced and that they were kind of nervous. So that part didn't work for me. The flow of the show was fine overall, so I'm not complaining about that. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. I personally thought there were some interesting songs in the running. Michael Schulte's song, you know what, he wrote it from the heart, so for that I'll give him a lot of props. I don't think it's cheesy. You know by now it spoke to me. I just don't know if it's the right song for Eurovision, and I know I hate when I say that, and I'm not talking about that this specific genre isn't right, but I am worried that it is too unremarkable melodically as a standout song. He has to pull a Salvador. I mean, Salvador had a pretty song, but Salvador added so much based on his own persona, his charisma, and his stage presence. And Michael certainly has some of that, but I don't know if the song carries it melodically and lyrically. You are kind of stuck at Eurovision. Eurovision is not known as a lyrical contest anymore. The lyrics often, especially in English, are not that sophisticated because most people don't speak English fluently. So that worries me a little. So even though I connected with it, I'm a little worried about Michael's chances at Eurovision. So, but Germany has spoken, and it was the professional juries, the Eurovision jury, as well as the televoters all put it in first place. So there is no denying that this is the rightful and deserving winner. I will say one thing though, and that is the fact that I don't like that they have two panels, two juries. Vox Club finished in second place with the televoters, yet overall they're still in fifth place. They finished second to last because both panels put it down so far that there was nothing the televoters could have done to rescue and save the song. And that I don't agree with. Hopefully they will learn from this. They're either going to have just the international jury or the Eurovision panel, but not both, because they have too much power. But in this case, it didn't matter anyway because Michael won. I'm just saying for future references. That would be my suggestion at least. So we will see. At least we have a song that I find very appealing from an emotional perspective, and that means something. But I would like to hear from you. Do you think that I'm being too harsh on the song? Do you think this is going to do really well at Eurovision? Leave your thoughts below in the comments section. I would love to hear from you. Let's have a dialogue about this because, again, I have an emotional connection, but I have to look at it objectively, and I'm a little worried. So I need more input from people. So let me know. I will be back soon with the next video. So have a good night, everyone. Blurp.